Welcome to Deco Guide, the only app designed to help you navigate your college and career journey in the quickest and most affordable way. This podcast is brought to you by EdTechity, dedicated to opening doors to higher education and career opportunities for all.
Introduction to the University of California. Let's get started. The UC system. Well, think of it as 10 schools. UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC Riverside, UC Merced, etc., etc. Students can get there two different ways. The admission process. You can get in as a freshman, meaning you took the right classes and the right test scores and you qualified to enter the university. Or you can get there as a transfer student from a community college. If you choose to get there as a transfer student from the community college, then that erases your high school pass. So if those of you who didn't do too well in high school or didn't take the right test, that's okay. You'll just go through a community college, complete the minimal units that are required, which is usually about 60, and then transfer into the university as a junior. So you can do your freshman, sophomore year at a community college, and that basically erases your past, and then enter the university as a junior, complete your junior and senior year, and receive your bachelor's degree. You can go in as a freshman straight out of high school. And those are for students that are usually at the top 12% of their class who are completing the right courses and the right test scores to qualify to enter the University of California. The University of California are research facilities. So these campuses house research-based majors. So sometimes students will be studying a major that doesn't exist at the University of California. Because it is not a research-based major. While other times you'll see majors that exist at the UC, at the University of California, and also at the CSU. And the reason is because they could be research or they could be hands-on. And the CSUs will teach it in a hands-on practical manner, and the UCs will teach it in a research-based manner. And so when students ask if one is better than the other, not necessarily. It just really depends on what your career goals are and what you're going to be doing with your degree. From my experience, in most cases, students will choose the university based on location other than based on what type of education they'll receive. So it really will depend on what your preferences are for your major, what your ability is to relocate, etc. Since there's only 10 of them, they're scattered throughout the state of California. So for most students that live in, say, a rural area of California, if they wish to go to a UC, it would require them to relocate. Cost-wise, if you had to pay, UCs for California residents cost approximately $15,000 a year. And most UCs are on a quarter system, so those $15,000 a year would cover your fall, winter, and spring tuition. For those of you who qualify for financial aid, then you will have most of those fees paid for. And, some students will fill out the FAFSA. Some students will fill out, like undocumented students, they'll fill out the California DREAM Act. And if you qualify for based on family size and income, you may get that tuition waived or paid for automatically through one of the state or federal grants that you may receive. The University of California also has transfer admission guarantees with many of the California community colleges. At the current school that I work at, we have transfer guarantees with 6 of the universities of California, and the most popular in my area is UC Davis. And so students who want to go to UC Davis and come through the community college would complete 30 units with us. We'd then sit down, kind of figure out what the next 30 need to be for the student. And if the student completes the following 30 for a total of 60 or more units with the appropriate GPA, then they will be guaranteed admission to the University of California at Davis. So that's a great way to stop guessing whether a school is going to admit you or not, is to go to a community college, do a transfer admission guarantee, complete the appropriate number of courses, and you're right in. So Just different ways to get into the UC and, really continue on with that bachelor's degree. Now that once you receive your bachelor's degree, then, some students choose to go to work. Some students choose to continue to a master's degree at the University of California, or even a doctorate degree at the University of California, or a master's and doctorate at the California State University, because you can switch in between systems, you can switch majors, you can switch degrees. Once you complete your degree, you can go to a different system for the next degree, or stay within the system for that next degree. That's totally allowable. I often get students who may have started at a university and then for whatever reason came to a community college and then want to get back to a university. And you can do that as well. Make sure you double check with your counselor, because there may be some additional requirements you are not aware of when it comes back to getting into certain majors or certain schools. Remember, those schools that are very selective, those kind of tend to make up these little weird rules that we want to make sure that students are aware of before attempting the application, so that we can maximize your admission eligibility. So make sure you use your campus resources like your transfer center, your counselors, to really get on track with the exact courses in general education and in your major that you need to get into that University of California. Basic admissions requirements, the bare minimal admissions requirements: you got to finish at least 60 units at a community college. You got to have at least a 2.4 GPA, bare minimal. The higher your GPA is, the more opportunities you'll have to apply to more selective programs within the University of California. So, keep that GPA up, and always look into see if they have a transfer guarantee through the community college to the University of California of your choice. One last note on the UC, for the most part, the University of California will only allow you to go attend school full time. They do allow an emergency exemption here and there, but if you're not planning on going full time, usually the University of California is not a good choice for you. If you have to go part time, then we have plenty of California State Universities, 23 of those schools that will take you and allow you to go part time. So if that's a limitation in your life right now that you must go part time, then the UC is probably not the best choice for you. I would recommend listening to our podcast on the California State University and how to transfer in. The University of California, great research institutions, 10 of them as your choice to continue your education, your bachelor's degree at. They have plenty of financial aid for those you may be eligible. And, compared to the private universities that are out there, the University of California is still a pretty smoking deal in terms of tuition. Most of the students that I've transferred to the University of California, the different campuses, including Berkeley and Merced and Riverside, they went tuition free because they qualified for federal and state financial aid. And so look into it. They do have those financial aid programs available, so make sure you apply. Make sure you apply to other campus resources and programs that are out there to help you through. If you need some more information, make sure you contact your college counselor and start asking some of those questions.
Thank you for tuning into Techo Guide, the app focused on bringing you tools and content to help you make better decisions about school, life, and career. We hope this episode has inspired you to pursue and excel in your own educational and career journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share.